on a magnificent Monday afternoon, the first week of June. We got some music therapy. It's your humble host, the teddy bear, Mr. Rated Extraordinaire, and today's artist spotlight gifted singer, songwriter, and producer, the very super talented Alana Hil is joining us today as we get knee deep in some music therapy with her latest EP, Grow, the follow-up to her April release, of course, Those Days. Welcome to the show, my love, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No, the pleasure is truly ours. You know what? I want to step back and go back to Those Days interview, as far as Those Days EP, the overall EP and the concept of the EP. My favorite song on that particular EP is Country Girl. Mm-hmm. It is really funky. It is smooth, but it also has a edge to it. And I wanted to ask you, what is your thought process when you start writing? Does writing come first or does the melody come first?
I would say the melody most of the time comes first when I'm in the process of writing. On that particular song, my producer and I, Printz, we were out at a show and a trap song came on and just the beat was playing and I started saying, I'm a country girl. So it was just kind of came natural that way. We recorded it on the phone. We're like, we got to do the song.
Really? It seems to me, just in this very brief time conversing with you, it seems everything comes to you in a very organic manner. And I wanted to ask you, how much have you managed to incorporate your personal journey in your music?
Absolutely. It comes organic. Music is a very spiritual thing for me. So I always meditate before I engage in any act of creating, just to clear my vessel and allow whatever needs to come through to convey the best message for myself to be received, and as well as like others to feel that energy, that spirit. My music is, I would say, mostly about my life experience, unless I do write something about something that I know about my mom or something like that. But mostly it's my experiences so far.
I think it's very challenging when someone, especially as an artist, when they have I would say, chutzpah, so to speak, where they can really show that level of transparency through the music, because we spend so much time, even those that are not artists, as far as showing the level of transparency and being honest with ourselves. And I wanted to ask you, how long did it take you to get to a point where you were actually comfortable in your own skin and showing that side of vulnerability and giving people a more of an inside peek on who Alana Hil is, not just as an artist, but also as a person?
That's a good question. I am still getting comfortable in my own skin, especially live. That's where I have to do the work. But like when I'm in front of a crowd, I'm still getting comfortable being 100% myself. But I'm growing in that regard, so that's good. But when it comes to like studio work or the production side of things, I would say it's been in the past like 5 years in the making of being really like, I mean, what else can I do in this world other than be honest, you know?
Well, it's hard. It's very challenging for a lot of people to be honest with themselves. And I know, being an artist, when you show that level of honesty and transparency, you know, you have the ability to connect with so many people, because you have other people in this small world that are going through those same type of obstacles, just dealing with everyday life. And I just want to mention, you know, as far as getting used to dealing with audiences and dealing with crowds, hey, it took Jim Morrison a while to be able to be comfortable enough to turn around and face the ground and let them in. So it takes time. What is it like when you have somebody that has listened to your music and they've approached you and said, you know what, that particular song really touched me emotionally. It was something that I'm actually going through right now at this particular time in my life.
I just played a show 2 weekends ago, and I struggle with my mental health. I was just diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which can actually be healed, but it's like a long process, and it comes
Okay.
from, a lot of trauma. So I've been dealing with that, and through my journey, I wrote the song "Grow," and I performed that song recently, and I told the story of my struggles. And afterward, this girl came up to me crying and was like, "I just feel so connected to you. I'm struggling with the same thing." So that was really powerful for me. And I think back on all the music that I listen to and how people are really vulnerable with dealing with their suicidal ideation or whatever, and they speak about that, and how that has made me feel comfort in the past. So I wanted to do that for others as well.
Without question. I mean, a lot of people really don't truly understand the power that music has. I've always said music has always had the ability to bring unity, bring comfort, someone that will listen to you in your darkest hour. And it comes across that music has become your muse, has become your outlet. It's your comfort zone. And I've never seen you in a studio, but I can almost envision that the studio is like your home, away from
Mm.
home, as far as the creative process. What is the creative process for Alana Hill? When she goes in the studio, what motivates you? Is there certain aspects? Could it be the weather? Maybe just going to the grocery store at that particular moment in time. What motivates you to write?
Mm. Strangely enough, I'm trying to change this, but I write better when I'm pissed off. I'm trying to not be so like, I just have a lot of energy at that point, and I'm like, I
Right.
gotta get it out, and I can just like write and write, and then emit stuff, but omit stuff as well. But yeah, I think my process is, like I said earlier, trying to get centered as much as I possibly can, and because one, my mind is still, I can feel what is true for me. I'm a very sensitive individual, so if I'm around anybody, if I pass someone in the grocery store, I do feel like I pick up on things. I think a lot
That
of
energy. That
Yeah,
energy.
I think a
That
lot of artists are
energy.
that way. Yeah,
Energy.
so I get cloudy sometimes, so I like to do my rituals of just, like, meditating and journaling before I go into the studio. So I'm pretty clear, and then I've been lucky enough to have the ability to kinda let it come through, and it comes through pretty quickly for me. I don't know what that is, but call it what you want. When I sit down and get a pen, it just kinda comes out. Yeah.
Listening to your music, um, I look at you as a painter, that music is your canvas. Um, Salvador Dali was an incredible painter, incredible artist, and he allowed his imagination to create such beautiful, beautiful canvases. And I see your music that same way. Um, you say you write better when you're angry. when you when you get pissed off. Like, a lot of us do the same thing. I definitely get it. When you get an opportunity to go on stage and perform, is it a release? Is it, how do you come down from that kind of high when you do, after you leave a performance? How long does it kind of take you to somewhat kind of wind down?
I would say I take about an hour to kind of come down. Because you have to go out usually and talk to people after, and so that's another level of hello, how are you? And then as a sensitive person, I'm just like, hi, and you
Right.
want to engage and be there and presently with people that have just presently listened to you. So that takes a little bit of time, but then afterwards, I love hanging out with my band. So that feels really good to be. We're like best friends, so I feel like it's like, these are my boys. We get to chill, and then it helps me wind down.
Is there any particular artist that you can remember that actually you can relate to or kind of vibe with, or someone that you say, hey, I've never met this person, but they seem to understand me, especially the way that music touches me from an emotional standpoint?
Absolutely. That's Paul Simon for me. Yeah. And it's interesting with him because he is a lot like me in the way of he doesn't put a lot of borders around what he does musically. He's done like folky stuff, and then when there was like a law between the US and Africa with trading issues or something, he went over there and did Graceland.
Right.
He likes like worldly music. He did a lot of stuff with one of the best like black gospel singers. And yeah, he doesn't put borders around it, and he really loves music, and he does it for the music. And he likes to lift people up and give them a platform as well. And I love that. I feel really connected to that.
I must admit, I'm a little bit biased. I was heartbroken when him and Garfunkel broke up. I'll be the first. I'll be the first to admit that. I mean, Bridge Over Troubled Waters is one of the greatest recorded songs that this industry has ever seen. Lyrically, musically, it was beautiful. It was smooth as a baby's touch, and it touched you from an emotional standpoint. But I'd like to know, and I know a lot of the listeners that are tuning in, watching live, when can we expect a Sergeant Pepper album from Alana Hil? Something that's just going to blow people completely away, because I know you have the ability to do it.
Well, we did 35 songs this past year. And as you know, it takes a lot of time. And then you have to do the mixing and the mastering and everything. So everything takes time. But by the time that body of work is done, you're already a different person, I feel. You've already grown so much. So now the old stuff, or it's not old to you, but it's old to me. Right. And I feel like I've grown so much. But now we're working on a new album, and it feels even more me, not vulnerable. And I don't know, this could be the one. We'll see. Album 2.
Do you feel yourself getting stronger as a songwriter?
Absolutely. Stronger as a person, which means stronger as a songwriter. Yeah.
I want to applaud you, because a lot of artists are very timid to admit that they go through everyday problems just as like us, quote unquote, mere mortals. We all have our own issues that we find some other way or find different ways to deal with. And I love the way that you have the ability to be honest, more importantly, honest with yourself. And your music is a microcosm of your honesty. And it really shines through. The only thing I was agitated, and I admit this, and I told my scheduling coordinator, I said I was agitated about this when I seen the video on your Instagram page, and it was a snippet of Grow. I said, wait a minute. Why didn't you just do a full video? It was, the cinematography was incredible. Are you possibly maybe thinking about doing a full video for Grow?
Yes, we have a video being made now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a full one. Well, you know how the algorithm works with short form visuals now.
Yeah.
So it's like rapid iteration.
Speaking of, that's a good segue. The music industry. The music industry. Lord have mercy. Business. How important is it to you, being an independent artist, to have the level of creativity and have complete control over your music and your career?
It's very important to me. Like, very important. We've had a little bit of this and that ask with people, whatever you want to call the major, but the importance of that to me, especially right now when I have the ability to fund it the way that I need to as an independent, to be able to build it from the ground up. I feel like that's the most important thing to me right now, because I do everything on my own. I come up with all of my visuals, I do my own hair and makeup. Everything is very me. I just like to create my own aesthetic. So I don't want anyone to tell me or feel like they have the ability to tell me who and what I should be. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful thing. When you have that level of independence and creative control, man, the world is your oyster. A great writer by the name of Ernest Hemingway once said, "We strive for perfection, but the perfection we will never achieve." And you definitely come across as a perfectionist and your own biggest and your own biggest critic. And I wanted to ask you, working on the EP, Grow, how many tracks did you do and didn't make on the EP?
Oh man. Like I said, I think we did something like 35 to 40 tracks, and
Really?
we had to get rid of a lot of them, and a lot of it I liked them, but even still the stuff that we're releasing, I'm still critiquing it. I hear it, even the stuff that I've released, I'm like, oh man, I wish we would have added this, or I think that never stops. But yeah, we did a lot of songs that we decided to not release.
I'm waiting to hear some string arrangements, man. I mean, I think that's the next.
That is.
Yeah. String arrangement. One of the things I love about your music, it's glossy, but it's also very raw, and I like that. Are you going to plan? And I hope so. Are you planning on releasing any of your music on vinyl? I'm a vinyl head. I love vinyl. You're planning to release anything on vinyl?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a great thing. And from speaking of great things, for those who are tuning in late, shame on you. But the teddy bear does forgive you. We're being joined today by the super talented Alana Hil. And I forgot, how foolish of me. A happy belated birthday to you, Mike Wade.
Thank you very much.
No, it's my pleasure. Now, young lady, this mixtape, Jesus H. Christ, 1230.
It's a vibe.
Oh, it's definitely. That entire mixtape is incredible. My favorite song, one of my favorite songs on the mixtape, is called "In the Morning." That completely blew me away. And for the many, I don't like to use the term fans, that's too generic for me. To the many supporters out there, you need to go listen to this entire album. Stop by SoundCloud. That's at www.soundcloud.com/Alana Hil. If I'm not mistaken, Alana Hil. Yeah, soundcloud.com/Alana Hil. Stop by, listen to the entire album. It's incredible. I'm like, why didn't you put it on Apple or iTunes? The album is incredible.
Thank you. No, the sound, or the 1230 mixtape, we can't put that on Apple or Spotify or anything because of sampling.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, so we wanted to do like a hip hop thing,
Okay.
Bring that back. So we're like, let's sample these beats and write my own verses, and yeah.
It was truly funky. It was it was truly fun. It seems like you like to do things. I know we talked about being organic, but you're very spontaneous. You like doing things, being spontaneous when you do things. I can tell by your songs, and also the way that you dress. You dress very, very you have your own style. And when did you just started, I guess, as far as let's redirect. What would you consider your style of dress? What would you call it?
I would call my style of dress a little bit avant-garde, a little bit abstract. I'm really inspired by sport culture because I grew up in Kentucky. So like basketball and football, I played basketball, so I'd always wear jerseys and stuff. So I like to wear things from sport culture, but I like to put a little bit of flair on it. Like I'll wear that with like a big puffy skirt, or like sew a tutu to the bottom.
Okay.
So I just like add a little flair. It's like kind of fancy, like masculine and feminine unite.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very beautiful eclectic style. It took me back. I know I'm dating myself because during the time when the teddy bear used to hang out in the Soho district in New York, I mean, it was commonplace. People had that level of freedom. They just wanted to wear what they wanted to wear. There were no boundaries. And for you, how important is that you're not labeled and put in a box from a creative standpoint musically?
That's very important to me. Recently, someone said, Alana, you are hilarious because if you're doing something, then someone labels you as doing that thing, you're going to go left.
Right.
I'm a little bit rebellious. Always have been.
Really? No, not. So what is it like being rebellious or just having, I don't call it rebellious, I call it having the ability to be a free thinker and knowing what one wants. Mm-hmm. You know what you want. I know major record labels have come knocking on your door on several occasions. What has made you somewhat apprehensive to sign with a major deal or a major label?
Again, I think it's that freedom. What if I have the ability right now to support myself and fund the art, that's what I'm going to do. And until something feels right and I'm feeling certain in my heart that's where the next level needs to be taken, then I'll consider that. But right now it's like building everything from the ground up. I'm building a foundation for myself, for my art, for my brand, if you will. So
it's important. Like I said earlier, it's imperative that you have that level of creative control where people are not trying to change you into something that you're not, or making you into something. They're trying to quote unquote reinvent the wheel when the wheel is fine. So I mean, I definitely get it. But family, remember the new EP is available as we speak on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, excuse me. And if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, you can always head over to Amazon.com. Whoa, I forgot something. And I have something very special for all the listeners. The Teddy Bears purchased 13. I purchased 13 EPs of Alana's music, and I'm giving them away as gifts for the ones that have tuned in. So, gotta show love. And speaking of love, let's get into it. The lead single from the new EP, Grow, from the very super talented Alana Hil, here on Night Traxx Radio.
By the sound of inner conversations, impossible the expectations. So I got high and sleep deprived. My head a sea of contemplation. I was hiding in a diamond basement, almost lost my life. Sometimes we grow from the things that make us low. Sometimes we grow from the things that make us low. I am grateful when I meet the morning. I have plans that go without a warning. To ease the pain, calibrate. Life is bittersweet and I can taste it. The storm it passed, I gave it patience. So glad I stayed.
Is it live or is it Memorex? It is live, family. The super talented Alana Hil, of course, from her latest CP, Grow, available as we speak on iTunes, Spotify, Apple, Google Play. And if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, you can always head over to Amazon.com and be sure to catch up with her on her Instagram page. That's at Instagram.com/Alana.Hil. And be sure, my God, be sure to head over to SoundCloud. Check out 1230, the mixtape. It is incredible. Now, I got to ask you, young lady, touring schedule. When are you going to come to Houston and grace us with your appearance?
Hopefully soon, because I've had a lot of people from Houston reaching out to me. So I feel like I'm getting a little legs down there.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
You are. I got to give kudos to my my scheduling coordinator, because he came to me and said, Teddy Bear, you need to hear this young lady. I said, okay, what's going on? I said, what's her name? He said, man, her name is Alana Hil, and she sings like an angel. I said, I've heard this before. And he didn't lie. You have an exquisite voice, an exquisite voice. It is smooth as a baby skin. And I wish you nothing but success. Get angry, get as mad as you want to, because that brings the best. That brings the best out of you. Don't ever change who you are, my love. I'm proud of you. And more importantly, I respect you, my queen. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, no,
Truly.
oh, and I got something for you.
Okay.
I got something for you. I got you. I got you.
A little
I
present?
got you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check this out.
I see something in your eye. Don't usually let them in, but you give me a high. And I met you outside the room. Could tell you want me to, tell you want me to. You wondering what type of shit I'm on. I don't need the finer things, I'm a simple bride. I like to dance out in the rain. You're powerful, you're doing something to me, and I got the vibe like you threw it to me. I wanna scream out your name. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. Sunrise and while we're moaning. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. Sunrise and while we're moaning, baby. You can leave on all the lights. Let your hands trace my thighs. Look into my eyes. Right now, no one exists but you. If they only know what we're about to do. If they only know. If they only know what we're about to do. What we're about to do. If they only know what we're about to do. What we're about to do. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. Sunrise and while we're moaning. You can hit it in the morning. You can hit it in the morning. Sunrise and while we're moaning, baby. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Yes, Lord, the one and only Alana Hil, my love. Thank you so much. And Think if this is your home away from home, whatever you need, don't hesitate to let the teddy bear know we got you. We love you. We respect you. Keep doing what you're doing and keep that independent vibe, my love. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me. It means so much.
Oh, the pleasure is truly mine. Yes, Lord. The super talented Alana Hil. I want to thank her so much for joining us. And remember, family, the new EP, Grow, and also her April release, those days are available right now as we speak. Make sure you support not mediocre, great music. And she is exceptionally talented. I cannot wait till she releases a full album. I know it's going to blow everyone away. And you can catch up with her on Instagram. That's at Instagram.com/Alana.Hil. That's with one L. That's one L, family. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in and allowing the teddy bear to help you tune out all the negativity on this magnificent but warm Monday afternoon. And for those who missed the interview, no need fear, we got you covered. We're streaming live on iHeartRadio as well as Spotify. And you can also be sure to stop by our YouTube channel to see the interview in its entirety, excuse me. That's at youtube.com/Night Traxx with 2 X's. That's at Night Traxx Radio Podcast on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. And also you can go back on Facebook Live and watch the interview. And also be sure to follow us on Instagram. Same handle with 2 X's, Night Traxx Radio, as well as TikTok and the artist formerly known as Twitter. We're on X too, so you can catch up with us there. It has truly been wonderful. And for those who are tuned in, thank you so much. We love you. Without you, there's no teddy bear, definitely no Rated Extraordinaire. As in always, keep it soulful here on Night Traxx Radio. God bless.